everybody, welcome back to Chiquel's YouTube channel. My name is Amanda and today I'm here to talk to you about the word Permatease. If you're new to the wig world, you might be like, what on earth is Permatease? But if you are an experienced person in this wig world, then you might be like, ah yes, Permatease. Anyways, before I dive in, I'm just going to remind you to like this video and subscribe to our YouTube channel where you can learn even more about alternative hair. Okay, so let me jump in and just let you all know exactly what Permatease is. So essentially what this is a short-haired crimping effect done at the root of a wig. When you're new to wigs and you get a wig that has Permatease, a lot of people who are just, figuring this all out, get their wig and they're like, oh my heavens, my wig is faulty. It is damaged. I must send it back. It is horrible. But no, oddly enough, your wig is not damaged. It is not faulty. Well, I shouldn't say it's not, but it most likely is not. But it is just the Permatease. Okay, and the reason that someone might think it's damaged or it looks worn or it looks icky is because technically what happens is when the manufacturers create these wigs and make the Permatease, they essentially have to melt the fiber in order to get that crimped look, and it almost looks like singed, fried, melted hair. So we get these wigs and we see this and we're like, ah, it's wrecked, it's wrong, this is not right, this looks horrible, I need to send it back. But no, that's just Permatease. Okay, let's talk about when you're gonna see Permatease on a wig, because you're gonna see it in several different situations. One of the biggest reasons you might find Permatease on a wig is if you have a wig that has an open wefted cap. An open wefted cap means that all the hair is sewn on into rows. This right here is open wefted. So you can see the rows of fibers here. You can stick your fingers through it. This is an open wefted cap and it's made by a machine. Now, the reason there would be Permatease on open wefted caps, and you'll see it often, is because that Permatease is there to help disguise the wefting so that if the wind blows, you don't automatically see your wefts and see through the scalp. So if the wind blows, that Permatease creates sort of an extra layer so that you don't see through to your scalp. So it's there as a little bit of protection. Now, is it on every cap that has open wefting? No, it's not. There are some brands who definitely do not use as much Permatease or any Permatease within their open wefted caps, but a lot of brands do use that Permatease there. Okay, another reason you might find Permatease on a wig is to give that wig shape or added volume and structure. So the wig I am currently wearing right now, this is called Ready For It. It's by Gabor, and this wig has Permatease in it. Now, you cannot technically see the short-haired crimping effect of that Permatease because on the top of my wig here, there is no Permatease. This is what's called a hand-tied top, which means I can part it wherever I want, and I'm still gonna get that illusion of scalp. And on any wig where you have a hand-tied component, there's not going to be Permatease there. However, the rest of this wig will have the Permatease because when they designed this wig, they decided this wig needs that volume, it needs that structure, and they likely wanted to hide some of the wefting. So there is a lot of Permatease on here. When you have Permatease within the wig, you can get it to be looking pretty voluminous, see? So it definitely helps add to that structure of the wig. Now, the Permatease on a wig has nothing to do with the density of a wig. Density means how much hair is on the wig. But when you look at this, you might be like, wow, this is a high density wig. It looks like there's a lot of hair because look at me, it does look like it. But really, this is more of a medium density wig with a lot of Permatease. So that added Permatease makes it seem like there's more hair than there actually is. But all at the same time, we still have that natural effect of that illusion of scalp here and your ability to change the part. So even if you have the ability to change part and see through the scalp, you can still have Permatease on the wig if it is an open wefted cap that looks like this. Okay, so we've covered two ways you might see permatease, where it's gonna either cover up the wefting and hide it to help give you that extra security when the wind blows or your hair moves, or it's there to give volume and structure to the actual piece to make the style what they want it to look like. Now, a third reason that you're gonna see permatease on a wig is when you have something called a basic cap or a permatease top. This wig here is going to have a permatease top. This one is called Ocean and it's by Estetica. It's a lovely wig. Now what it does actually have initially is a lace front. So you are gonna see the illusion of scalp here. And you do not see any permatease here, but I don't know if you can tell, but right here is where that lace stops and where the permatease top begins. And where that starts is where you're not gonna see through to illusion of scalp. That's where you are gonna see that short-haired crimping effect at the root. So if I come up close, there's no illusion of scalp and you just see sort of all that short hair, and it's just like it's disguising any roots there. Often when you have a permatease top, you have the whole top as a permatease top and you don't have this lace front here. This one has a lace front to add a little bit more of a natural look to it. And then it goes into that permatease top to help cut costs. When you have a wig with complete permatease on top, you're not gonna get any illusion of scalp. I'll show you this one here. This one's called Jacqueline, it's by Envy. So we have no lace front and it just goes right into that crimped look right at the root. So when I part it, it's gonna look like all these tiny, short little hairs. You're not gonna see through to any scalp. So like I mentioned, this is gonna help cut the cost of the wig because it's all machine made. You don't have any hand-tied component on it. So when you have no hand-tied components on it, then it's gonna make it a lot cheaper, but you're not going to have a more natural appearance. So often when people get their wig for the first time and they see all this fried looking pieces up at the top, they're like, oh no, this is not natural. I do not want this. This is faulty. It must go back. But it's not faulty. It's just the permatease. So if you are someone who does not like the look of permatease where you can actually see the permatease on the top, then make sure you do not get a wig that has a permatease top because you're gonna get that. If you want the look of a natural part line where you see through to the illusion of scalp, then you can look for a monofilament top or a hand-tied top that gives you that on the top. But just note, as I mentioned earlier, that if it does have that monofilament top or the hand-tied top where you see through, you can still have permatease in the wig, the rest of the wig, to help give it that volume and structure. Now, let's say you're someone who does not like the permatease tops and you do not like permatease anywhere and you want to be sure that you get a wig that has zero permatease. Well, in order to do that, sometimes you will come across wigs that are wefted like this. These are the wefts. Sometimes you'll come across wigs that are wefted and have no permatease at all. However, sometimes it's hard to know if that particular wig you're getting actually has no permatease. You kind of have to sort through YouTube videos and look at reviews to see if it has any. But if you want to be sure that your wig has no permatease, then it needs to be hand tied all over the wig. So that means that you need to find a wig that has a monofilament top because that's all hand tied, a lace front, and a hand-tied cap. See how this has no wefting at all, like this one. This is an open wefted cap, which generally has permatease, not all the time, but generally. And this is a hand-tied cap where you won't find permatease. Hand-tied caps equals no permatease. So I'll put this one on for you. This one is called Dalgona 16, hand tied by Belle Tress. And even though, you know, there is volume, this volume is here because it's built into the style itself. But if you run your fingers through it everywhere, There's absolutely no bulk right at the root. You don't feel any fried bits. It's all completely Permatease free. You can part it anywhere you want, all over the whole wig. You can lift it up and you won't see any wefting. And because you won't see any wefting, you don't need to have the Permatease there to hide the wefting. So just as a general summary, a recap, if you will, you're gonna find Permatease sometimes on open wefted caps to help disguise that wefting. You're also gonna find Permatease on open wefted caps, even if there is a monofilament top or a hand-tied top, because the Permatease is in that machine-made part and it helps add to the style and add to the shape of your wig. And then lastly, you're gonna find Permatease on a wig if it has a Permatease top, such as this one, where you see all those little short hairs and no illusion of scalp. And if you want to be sure that you have zero Permatease all of the time, then get yourself a hand-tied cap with a monofilament top that looks a little something like this, because there will never be any Permatease if it is a hand-tied component of a wig. So I hope that clarifies things for you. I don't want to confuse you further. So if you have any more questions about Permatease, then make sure you ask them below. I'm happy to help answer your questions and help you figure out this whole wig thing, because I know this is a tricky process. And I mean, oftentimes women who are wearing wigs, they're doing it because they're experiencing hair loss. And when you're experiencing hair loss, you're experiencing a lot of emotional trauma. And when you're experiencing emotional trauma, you don't have that capacity to try and learn and figure things out, and you just want to be told things and you just want someone to tell you what to do. So here I am, hopefully telling you how things work and giving you some more guidance on this whole wig wearing journey. I'm gonna leave it at that though and let you guys enjoy the rest of your day, whatever day it might be, and I will see you guys next time. Have a great day, guys. Bye.